Hello, welcome to New Agent Training Part 8, Agent Subsites. Today we are going to talk about designing your personal website. I'm going to be your presenter today. My name is Melissa Barton-Briggs. Today we are going to talk about customizing your personal website, and then we're going to talk about how to add embedded links. So let's get started. Designing your custom website is a 4-step process. If you click on Website from the back office, if you've never looked at your website, you can click My Website to see what it looks like. And if you haven't made any adjustments, this is what you're going to see. So the first step in personalizing your website is to click Website Information. Here you're going to enter some information and make a series of choices. You can see that under Website Information, it gives you the URL for your personal website. That is always going to be www.usabg.net/ your first initial and last name. Then you have website title. You can change this if you want to. Then you have to decide whether or not to include your agent picture. The system defaults to no, so if you want your picture to show, you need to click yes. Having your agent photo on your website is one of those things that helps build rapport with your clients. When you're selling over the phone and online, it can be helpful for your clients to be able to feel like they're seeing you. So I would always suggest that you decide to include your agent photo. Then, whether or not to include your full address, yes or no. Meta tags. These are keywords that are going to help drive search engine traffic to your site. What you want to enter here are some 1 or 2 word descriptions such as health insurance, Obamacare, deductible, something that you think a person might be entering if they were doing a web search. Meta description. This is also going to help drive search engine traffic to your site, but this is going to be more of a narrative form. So this might be where you say something like, I specialize in health and life insurance. You can put as much as you want here, but again, it's going to be in more of a narrative form, not the keywords separated by commas that you did with the meta tags. Website theme. This, you always have to save your changes. What is a website theme? If you look at your website, the website theme is this banner that goes across the top of the site. This is a quick and easy way to change or customize. If I know that I am going to have an appointment later today with a doctor, I can choose a doctor theme. And now when I look at my website, I'm going to see that the banner has changed and it includes doctors. You can see that there are dozens of different options. You can change this as often as you'd like. or you can always just leave it at the agency default. It's completely up to you. The next thing you have to decide is whether or not to include a quote form. If you don't, your website will not have the option for your potential clients to request a quote. If you say yes, then it's going to ask if you are using an external quote engine. If you don't know what this is, you can say no, you're not using an external quote engine. If you would like to know more about external quote engines, contact your upline manager and they would be happy to help you. If you are using an external quote engine, you're going to choose yes and then enter that URL. And again, make sure you save your changes. So now when I look at my website, I should have a tab that says Request a Quote. Sorry, Get a Quote. Step 2 is Pages. When you click on the Pages tab, you're going to see a list of all of the available pages for your website. You're also going to see that only a few of them have the edit pencil. The rest of them are agency compliant. You can use them, but you can't change them. But if you'd like to make changes to the Home or About Us page, simply click on the edit pencil and an RTE, Rich Text Editor, will open. It operates just like any word processing software that you've used. So just put your cursor in the box and type. You can change the size. You can change the font color. You can give it a background. You can change what's already there. And again, make sure you save it. And now if I look at my website on my home page, you can see all of the changes that I made. The third step is under product links. And if you haven't made any changes to your website, this is what you're going to see the first time that you log into product links. This message is telling you that you must add coverage types before you can add products to your website. So what you're going to see on the right-hand side is a bank of available coverage types. On the left, you're going to see coverage types to display on my website. So what you're going to do is decide which coverage types, at least initially, you want to offer to your clients. You can always make adjustments to this in the future. So you're going to find the coverage type that you want, move your cursor to this red cross, left click on it, and then drag it and drop it to the left. You're going to continue that process for each of the different coverage types that you are interested in. Okay. So once you've decided, you click on Return to Product Links, and now you'll see My Coverages and Products. So now each of the coverage types that you've selected has this red error message, which is telling you that this coverage type is not going to display on your website until you attach products to it. That just makes sense. You wouldn't want a coverage type to display on your website and you don't have any products to offer your clients. So for each coverage type that you've selected, you're going to click on this Maintain button. And now you're going to see a very similar thing to what we just did with the coverage types, where you have a bank of available products on the bottom, and then the products to display on my website at the top. And again, you're just going to select the products that you want and move them from the bottom to the top. You're going to continue this process with each coverage type that you've selected. This is going to be based on which carriers you've chosen to become appointed with. Again, there's no right or wrong. This is all about your personal choices, which are usually based on the products that are offered in your area. So now, if I go back to my website, I can see that I have a tab that says Product Info. And when I hover over it, I can see that I have on exchange, off exchange, and critical illness. And those are the three coverage types that I just added products to. The fourth step for designing your website is menu and links. Now this refers to the navigation pane that is on the left-hand side of your website. So again, if I look at my website, I can see that I already have the Deductible Buster RX card, as well as the ACA Information Center. These are both hard-coded into every replicated website. You don't need to do anything to add them, and you can't remove them. Everything else that appears in your navigation pane is up to you. Some agents like to put everything there. Some agents think that looks too cluttered, and so they only want the items that they use the most often. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's all your personal preference. So let's say I want to use read before purchasing, total protection plan, a couple of my coverage types, and a survey. Now you can see here, the blue items are pages. Again, you can tell from the lock that these are agency compliant. You can use them, but you cannot edit them. The pinks are your coverage types, and the yellows are links. So once you've decided what you want, now I can look at my website and see that my navigation pane has been updated. Now, if you remember, I selected more coverage types than what are being shown here. However, if I go back to my product links area, I never added products to these three coverage types, so they are not currently displaying on my website. Since they're not displaying on my website, there's no place to navigate to, so they're not going to be available in the navigation area. If I add a product to the coverage type, then when I go to menu and links, it will now be available. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is how to add embedded links or customized links or personalized links. We use these phrases interchangeably. What are embedded links? So if we look at Don's website, I can see that in his ACA plans off exchange, he has several carriers. If I click on this link that says website, I can see that he is already logged in now. So what's nice about this is, number one, his clients don't have to wait for him to get to the website, enter his username and password, navigate to the quote page. Once he clicks on that link, he is in and ready to work. The other nice thing is that if he's working with someone and he thinks that United Health One is going to be the appropriate carrier for them, and then after talking to them, he decides that maybe that's not what he wants to do, maybe Humana would be a better choice. He can simply click on that link, and now he's logged in there as well. So what do you do to get these personalized links? Well, unfortunately, every carrier is different. So what we've done is put together a grid showing you what you need to do for each carrier. So if you click on the Product Links tab, under Related Resources, you'll see the first document there says Carrier Instructions for Creating Custom Links. If you open that, you'll see a grid with the carrier and the information for what you need to do to add the custom links. Some HII, General Agent Center, they will simply email you the links. But for some carriers, you'll have to create them. So what you'll find on this document, for instance, Assurant. So to create the link for Assurant, you need to log into the Assurant website. Then click on Create a Sales Link. Then click on Individual Medical, etc., 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 until you create your custom link. Once you do, you copy and paste it to your USABG site. So where do you do that? So let's say I'm working on my Humana link. I need to find the coverage type that applies to that carrier. Click on the button that says Maintain. Find the product I'm interested in. Click on that edit pencil. And now you can see that a new page opens and my cursor is blinking in the specific product URL box. This is where I'm going to paste the link. If there's nothing here, the system will always use the default product URL. Then you can say whether you want the link to open in the same window or a new window, and you save it. So on the carrier instructions form, not only does it tell you what you need to do for each carrier, it also gives you a summary of what we just said. So in order to place the custom links on your website, this is what you do. You log in to your USABG back office, click on Website, then Product Links. New agents have to first select the coverage types to display, then you can add products to those coverage types. You click on the Maintain button to find the product that you want to add your link to. Click on the Edit pencil to the right of that product, then copy and paste the custom link into the specific product URL box, and then you save the product. This document is a good one to save to your desktop or even print out so that you have easy access to it, because you will need to refer to it as you create custom links for each carrier. All right, so that is all we have today. And here is the code for today's training. 6C F D C B. Thank you for joining me.